All right. Welcome to Crowdfunding Countdown, where we take a look at every single board game campaign, finishing up in the next week, and I have 50 tabs open. Now, some of those, to be fair, are titled Sexy Pirates of the Caribbean. So, yeah, they're not all board games, but a lot of them are. There are too many, in fact, that are. But that is why you tune into this show and not any other show, because any other show would filter for you, and this show, I don't. I make you sit through it all. But no, we try to find the diamonds in the rough here, and we can keep doing that thanks to all of my Patreon supporters. Because if I didn't have them, I would be nobody. I would be a small husk on the side of the road, a coconut husk that's going to be pushed across the breeze like a tumbleweed. And you'd say, how did this coconut husk get there in this tumbleweed town? And I would be outcast from all the tumbleweeds. All the tumbleweeds would make fun of me. All the tumbleweeds would push me around, would steal my lunch money, and then I would be a dead coconut husk. And I'm not, thanks to all of my Patreon supporters. So let's get into it. And before we begin, huge shout out goes out to my newest patron, Jeremy. Jeremy, thank you so much for jumping on board, supporting the channel. I caught it midway through, hence the outfit change. But you get a shout out at the very beginning. Let's get into the week, starting not with the Wandmakers Apprentice. I heard your call in the comments, and I said, yes, this should be covered this week. But unfortunately, it did the $1 pre-pledge, and we decided that we don't care for only $1 per year. Join over 300 members and become a Sweater Bear Knight today. I guess this is like a Stonemeyer champion or something like that, right? But, I don't know, I need a reason to cut it. And I hate this practice, so you don't get it. In fact, everything else gets it. Everything else does. I wouldn't waste my time on it. So we're going to start with this one, Fetching Feathers and DOT. Attract fancy flocks to your seasonal sanctuaries in Fetching Feathers and duel with a difference in DOT. Okay, so we have two games here. No video. Two games are both cheap. I like cheap games. I really like the art in it. Pick and place birds into locations that have the food they need. Okay, so it's a simple tableau builder. Score extra points through full flock and bird buddy bonuses. Watch over changing seasons, help migrate flocks to new homes, or lose them to your opponent. Ah, I see. So it started out here, and they were flocking there, but then they'll flock away. Over 3 seasons, create sanctuaries as fetching as the birds themselves in this simultaneous drafting and bonus-driven set collection game. Sure, 2 to 4 players. Cool. Yeah, the artwork's sick in this game. Faisal, Joel, Mudhakir. Okay, give each player 3 starting locations, then you deal cards, you draft the cards. Each location can have 2 flocks of birds. I'm interested to see what happens when it flips, how they flock away or flock off. Okay, so you draft all the cards first. You don't have to worry about taking them one at a time, so you can take a risk. You can take a risk and draft a card hoping that you'll have the location for it and then get denied that location. And then if you do, you would have to pass that to the next person. Be like, yeah, I tried to play this and I couldn't, and you can play it, so you can put it down. Or they have to discard it. Then you score for the round. No, where's the rulebook and where's the migration? It says, oh, it'll have to migrate to a new location. Why? Does it immediately migrate? Come on, you're so close. You're so close to answering all my questions. In the blue season, the vulture was happy to stay at this location because there was meat available, but now there's no meat, there's just fish carcasses. So the vulture will need to migrate to a new location. I guess you would have to play a new location onto your board. You would have to have a location that flips. You would have to balance your locations. Which is it? Or it goes to somebody else. It goes in that order, in clockwise or counterclockwise order. What does it do? Why do you almost tell me how to play and then don't tell me how to play? It's just get somebody to read your campaign. Just anyone. Do you tell me here? Okay, so you just pick them up and you have a whole turn to try to get them to migrate again. Was that so hard? Ridiculous. But that's, how much? £15, 29 Canadian. That's pretty good. I mean, art's gorgeous, simple drafting game. I think that's probably quite a hit. What's DOT? It's quick, small, packs a ton of interaction. Secretly play cards into personal and shared pools, manipulating colored dot totals to gain the highest scoring difference over time. The twist, the goalpost shift. Sometimes you're rewarded for being far off the mark, and other times for getting as close as possible. Master the shifting logic, outwit your opponent, and disrupt their plans just at the right moment to claim victory. Okay, don't know what any of that means. Great. How to play. These how to play sections are nice. I appreciate those, because it tells you almost everything. What will you leave out in this one, I wonder? Each round, a player will secretly play cards into their card pool and into the shared card pool. So it's for 2 players, right? Yeah, it's just a 2-player game, so you have your own section in front of you, you have the middle, and then the other player is the section. Okay, so you're putting big numbers into the middle, keeping little numbers depending upon the round. You're trying to anticipate what the other person is going to pick in, but why would you keep one of whatever card? I don't know. Right, each player draws 5 cards from the deck. They chooses one from their star deck. Then you choose which 3 cards you want to keep, which 3 cards you want to add to your pool. They create 2 piles of cards, they place it face down in the shared pool and in your own pool, then you reveal the cards in your pool one by one, reveal the cards in the shared pool. Why is it one by one? I don't know. Can you do anything in the one by one reveal? Maybe not. Then you score cards. Scoring tokens are awarded based off the different colored dots between cards in a player's pool and the shared pool. Rounds 1 to 3 is the largest difference. Rounds 2 is the smallest difference. I guess you don't get to keep your star cards, so at least if you do blue in the first one, then you know that you have black and red left, so there's something. Feels just kind of like a crapshoot. Honestly, very unexciting. I certainly would never be interested in purchasing this game. I do not get why that would be exciting. But I do think that Flocking Feathers looks interesting. So if you're interested in that finishes Thursday, October 30th at 7 a.m. Let's keep it going. Let's go to this one. Puzzle Poster. Again, I try to click on everything just to see the interactive true crime. Crack 5 puzzles, expose the culprit, and discover the true events of a twisted mystery. Uh-oh. It's a poster that's got a crime in it. We call it Puzzle Poster, naturally. Okay, so it's just this company's take on Micro Macro. You'll have a puzzle, and there will be some sort of tasks, escape room style, maybe? It just says all the clues are in the poster. So who killed Lucy? The person who had the knife. Where did the knife come from? Well, there's a knife-shaped outline on the wall over there. It's $32 for this big old poster and the mystery. And apparently it's the beginning of an ongoing series. Coming next, the Vatican. Poster coming soon, but you need a new poster. You also get 25% off discount voucher on any Solve a Mystery self-guided city walks. So they started out as like a city walk company, which honestly seems more interesting than this puzzle poster. But because it gets you out and about, which is kind of cool. And if they got 2,000 euros, which they won't, oh, they do. Yeah, they do. Ooh, look at that. Oh, those are stretch goals. So they need to get 2,000 more, and then they'll give you all a free murder walking tour. If you ever go to Denmark or somewhere in the UK or the EU or the US that have those places. Seems fine. If you wanted a more adult Micro Macro, well, you can look at that. It finishes Thursday, October 30th. At 8:06 a.m. Next, we're not covering Olay 11 because, again, it did the $1 pre-pledge. It made, what, 12,000 Canadian dollars to 8,000 euro. Again, showing that the $1 pre-pledge has middling results. So why do it? But I don't know. I'm just loud, uninformed, and something else. I forget. Next up, we got Mystery of Lost Things. I feel like they did a $1 pre-pledge the first time around, and maybe they're not doing it this time? Oh no, this was post-curious, so I don't think they've ever done it. This is a Puzzle Tale series, Case 2, Finders Keepers. Embark on a whimsical tabletop adventure full of beautifully illustrated tactile puzzles. With the most relatable puzzle yet. Where are your lost keys? I had them on a carabiner. I wish that I could find them again. That's basically what this is. Funding escape rooms, board games, interactive fiction. Each molt contains a standalone tactile mystery. A parallel world where every lost item has a story. Decode secret messages, meet charming characters, reunite them with lost items. You can get both Lint Condition and Finders Keepers for $52, 74 Canadian, or you can just get one of them for 26, 37 Canadian. I mean, judging by the number of people who have backed before as well, and there's only 39 new backers, like now, not all these people may have bought the Kickstarter before, but Post Curious has a pretty decent reputation. Light in the Mist, Emerald Flame, these are all things that popped up, Emerald Echoes that popped up in the play it once and pass it on to a friend deathmatch. Maybe is released. Maybe I haven't filmed it yet. I'm gonna try to have it already released, but who knows? This episode does have 50 tabs on it, so maybe won't. But yeah, I think this has a good reputation. It is definitely driven, I think, more than anything, escape room games need to be driven by the reputation of their creators, and this already has a pretty decent reputation for one-time experiences, so not a bad shout, especially at $26. That finishes Thursday, October 30th at 9:59 a.m. Next up, we've got Status, a Victorian affair. Shape your destiny among Victorian London's elite in a board game of elegance, influence, and high society. Sure, it's got a cool little gimmick to it. It's got a little dollhouse. We love to play with our toys and pretend that we're adults. So let's see what this one's saying. Also, did I pull that voice completely correctly out of my buttocks? I think mayhaps I did. I mean, you can't really hear the video because I'm going to skip through it, but Just trust me, it was good. It was good. Yeah, it seems pretty decently easy to. Oh, everyone gets one. You're building one. If you got a chair and a dresser, you're gonna have an exclusive event. I don't know what you'll be throwing there. You can't call it status if you're going Victoria. You have to call it status. Status does not sound hoity-toity enough. My favorite is, how are you going to showcase this to anybody at the table? You'll be like, here's my cool little house. I'll turn it. Can everybody see? I'll put it here then. I guess I'll... Yeah, no. Has this been tested in real life? I'm sure it'll be fine, but I think it'll just be funny and annoying. But like funny annoying. Should be choose your status, not your pledge. Come on. Core pledge, $49. Deluxe, $89. Comes with the Garden expansion, Odyssey expansion. And then it says each core game includes the 4 3D buildable estates, but it doesn't say that in the core game. So maybe it's the core game? I don't know. 24 weighted category tokens, weighted prestige tokens, furniture standees. I don't know. We're gonna have to break these down. All right, so you pick your character, begin with a special advantage. And never forget, you're a spaghetti, brother. Never forget, if you work hard enough, you too can be a spaghetti, brother. I don't know if I left that in there. Something made me think of in the summer. We just started talking in an Italian accent and calling each other the Spaghetti Brothers. Not the Spaghetti Brothers, but the Spaghetti Brothers. Very clearly different, but they did own a spaghetti shop. So I understand why there was some confusion. They also made pizzas, and they tried to figure out how many pizzas could fit into a U-Haul. And that was mainly the arc of the Spaghetti Brothers. They were very excited. They're very passionate. They wanted everybody to eat, and they just wanted everybody to know that they love spaghetti. So now you know. And I just thought of that, and so I decided to send a voice note to Matt, Pat, and Drew, who you haven't met, but if you saw the summer recap, then you know Matt and Pat. Yeah, so now you get to know what comes into my head. Matt responded immediately and said he laughed very hard, so I like that. Pat's asleep like a little baby. So you get an asymmetric character. Let's move on. Use social tokens to take action. They're not meeples. Hans and Gluck, stay away. But place your social tokens each round to take action. Will you attend a time-sensitive event, or will you focus on developing your estate instead? Always attend the event. Your estate could be empty. That's fine. Just put a little rug down and call it a day, okay? Play estate cards to place physical pieces in your estate. When a room is complete, you'll unlock a special bonus from your player board. Be warned, as these bonuses only last as long as the room remains full. So if somebody goes into your house and steals all your furniture, Alan, then you don't get to move up. Advance in the status track. Collect powerful prestige tokens. Spend them to call in favors for crucial one-time advantages, like taking extra action. First to the top triggers the end of the game. The finalist with the most status wins. Okay, so it looks like it's going up 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. So it is a race to get to the top. Let's preview the rulebook for sure. It's a working draft of the rulebook. The rules is largely complete. Restore refining the order to sections for clarity. Of course. See, that's all you need. We love it, status. Beautiful. You're clear. We don't expect anything from you. This is just amazing for us. We love you. Paragon Games. I think you get the gimmick no matter what. I think it's a little bit misleading to put the deluxe on just the deluxe one and then be like, listen, it's in every core game. But, you know, cool. Throughout the game, whenever you gain status, place your status gems in the status pool marked on the main board. Once you have enough gems to meet the next threshold of this status track. Dang, I already screwed it up. I was so proud of myself. I was like, hey, I'm going to switch each time. You will advance and earn a powerful prestige token. Game end is triggered when a player reaches the final end of the status track. Only those who have reached the final spot are eligible to win. Cool. What a silly gimmick that nobody needs and is counter to everybody seeing what's going on in your game. Oh, but it's fun. That's all that matters sometimes, isn't it? Also, y'all, like, I've been doing this for 209 episodes. If it ends in the next week, there's a date on the thumbnail. If it ends in that time period, that's when it gets covered. If it ends later than that, if you ask, hey, why aren't you covering this thing? Check the date. I just gotta come out and say it. Like, there are so many comments. I don't know if it's like a push from something. I think it's like Hellbringer's giving a push from that people are commenting on the Crowdfunding Countdown. Like, I'm surprised you didn't cover Hellbringer. I'm not. You know why? Because it's not in the date range. No, it's not. Like, no shade, but I've been doing it for 209 episodes. The same structure. But absolutely, I do love when people call it out and say like you're not doing something. But every time you do, I have to look up and see, oh, I did miss it, or oh, it's not in its final week. So if it's in its final week and I miss it, please, please, please tell me, because I do make mistakes. But you know, okay, cool. So there's different events that you can do. You can host your own event. Everybody needs to have these symbols in order to attend an event. So it's set collection is essentially what this game is. It's a giant set collection game where if you have those things, you can then attend event and you can get status. But if you're hosting the event, you gain status for every other player who attends as well, which is great. So you gain the status, and then they gain the status, and then you also gain the status, and they also gain the status. There are always 2 active grand events on the board, so in this you just complete it, and you also have to be at the right time of day as well, which every round it's like morning, afternoon, evening, and it just cycles. Each thing as well, in terms of the set collection or this engine building with tags, will say, hey, it's this type of thing, and to build it, you need to have these types of things, and you need to place it somewhere. Whereas the estate cards are the same. Storage cards are unique. They show an estate piece category, but they don't have any requirements to play. They don't provide status when played, but they provide an ongoing effect. But it only happens when you have that many pieces in your storage cap. So you could put your upright harp into a storage container, I guess, and once you put 4 of them in there, then you get a point every time you draw a card. Cool. I like this potential here. I think this shows a lot of potential, actually. This feels like a very slow thing, but when you only need to get 15 points, right, or move up into the 15 status element. Although I think that's the tier in which you need to move up. You need 7, then you need 7, you need 7, then you need 15, and you need 15 again, is what it seems like. But we're going to confirm that. Items, you can also have specific items on the player board. Okay, cool. When in storage, an item's benefit are inactive, but it helps the storage card's ability. Okay. Yeah, thematically, this makes a lot of sense too. So it seems like a very easy game to get. So on your turn, though, you will perform an action, which is with your little meeples, worker placement style, do that thing. The things you can do are take up cards from the markets, draw a bunch of cards, searching for things, placing cards into your room, have to meet the requirements. Or you can host, you place the personal event card in front of you, or you can attend. It allows you to attend any and all events you are eligible for this turn. Oh, wow. Cool. So you really want to go there as your last action of the day, essentially. Then you can move up to 2 of your estate pieces from one room of your house to the other, switching things up, depending upon different events that you need things in certain places. Oh no, you can't come to our ball. You don't have an armoire in your bedroom. This is the ball for people with armoires in their bedrooms. You have it in your study? Oh, that was so last season. I'll move it into my bedroom, I swear. It's a beautiful armoire. It was handed down from my grandfather for generations. It actually was the foundation of our house. Our house was built around this armoire. But is it in your bedroom? Yes. Okay, you can come to our party then. Pip, pip, cheerio. Don't go down the street. They want people who have armoires in their living area. It's different from the study. Yeah, at any point, if you have enough status gems in the status pool to meet the cost of the next space on the status track, you must instantly convert them. So you just go, sweet, and the prestige tokens. I think this looks fun. I think it looks like a very simple worker placement. I think the gimmick is funny. It's $49, 69 Canadian. That's not so bad. I think I would like it just as much if they didn't have the big, stupid stands that are going to get in the way of you seeing anything. But I guess if you're sitting at a four square table, right, you put it on the ends of the table and then you display it to everybody else. It's not going to be that obtrusive as I've been making it out to be. I think it's pretty funny. Oh, right, there are some expansions you can get as well. Two new expansions. Each adds less than 10 minutes of playtime. What a great little blurb there. There's a garden board. You have a player board for your garden. You have garden cards and custom swam meeples. There's a new tend actions. Just gives you a new action space. And then there's the oddities board, just like me. That's my rapping name, the Oddity. Introduces chaos and uncertainty, forcing all players to adapt their strategy on the fly as the rules of society are twisted. The crows caw, and no, you must have your armoire in the bathroom. A strange new rule will take place lasting the entire round, or just a moment. Just a moment. Core game, 4 buildable houses. Yeah, they're all there. The deluxe, I think the base seems fine. You get enough wooden state pieces that are so small over here so you don't realize you get them. And then they makes you think you need the deluxe so you can get the standees, which honestly look worse. 49's okay. What's shipping? 24 to the US, 37 to Canada. Oi, oi, oi. Where's the cheapest? China. Okay. UK is 19. Okay. But 37 shipping. Woof. I mean, that's just really, really bad. That's completely bad. In fact, it is more than what the MSRP value is. Even if you're paying 80, you actually could get it cheaper in stores. Yeah. I certainly wouldn't do it for that shipping price, but I think the core game looks fun, and, you know, I think it looks like a fine, silly little game that some people would enjoy owning. That finishes Thursday, October 30th at 10 a.m. Continuing forward to level 99 games, we have the Dealer's Tarot. I almost didn't pick this, but it's level 99 games, and so I did, because they've done a bunch of really good stuff. A book of 22 modern games inspired by the major arcana from acclaimed designer D. Brad Talton Jr. DeBrad Talton, plus 5 new pocket-sized decks. DeBrad Talton Jr. presents the Dealer's Tarot. How many cards are in this gamer deck of tarot? Is it 52? No, each deck contains 78 cards. All right, because there's 5 suits? No, that doesn't work out. Pawn, Knight, Queen, King, so it goes up to 14. But you can get a gamer tarot deck, which is 78 cards, which look kind of cool. And you can get a bunch of card games. Set collection, trick taking, drafting, engine building, area control, pressure luck, roll and write. Sample book contains rules for 3 games. Okay, I can commit to looking at those. What are these sort of 3 games? Hands and More. Oh, that's not the title of the game. Game 6, Tango. 2 players will compete to build shared hands, each scoring points by playing off the other. Be the first to earn 40 points. Play 1 card, draw 1 card. Note any scoring which occurs. Pretty simple. Try to form runs and pairs, etc. It's like Gin. Calamity. Press your luck game. Players will draft cards from a central pool as it fills with additional cards. If the pool fills with 3 or more cards of the same suit, everyone loses their drafted cards. You can protect your drafted cards by banking them. However, once you've banked cards, you lose the right to draft any more this round. So it's push your luck. Yeah, it's kind of fun, sure. I think it's fine. If you're a big card game fan, you might want to check this sort of stuff out. Your PDF download would be $15 if you have a tarot deck. You can get the book for 20, or you can get a book and a deck for 40. I don't really have that much interest. I think the reason why all of us are board gamers is because we poo-poo bicycle card games, and this is just basically like 22 more bicycle card games. Maybe a little bit better because it's sort of modern design is into them instead of it being made a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. But even still, that finishes Thursday, October 30th at 10:56 a.m. If you're interested. Next up is not Baba's house, because it did the $1 pre-pledge. The VIP exclusive. Well, this VIP exclusive means we don't cover it. That finishes, who cares? We're on to Truth and Play, the most wholesome game on Earth. It's not Truth or Dare, because dares can be a little sensual. It's Truth or Play, because sensuality is never about play. Don't tell me that. It's the most wholesome game ever. Truth or Play. Look, they're making paper airplanes. Look, they all look. They're making a pyramid. So it's a bunch of prompts. That is wholesome. I think the truth prompts seem kind of sweet. You know what? I do think it's wholesome. Draw a truth card. You say, hey, what does everybody like about me? Oh, this is so, guys. This is so weird. I drew this truth card right here. Yeah, I drew this truth card right here. Just 1 second. That's just that the pen doesn't work. Okay. Okay, great. I drew this truth card right here. Let me read what it says. It says, everybody tell me really nice things. I'll wait. I know we have 47 tabs, but I'll wait. I can't hear you. I can't hear your fingers tapping. What do you like best about me? What do you like? Anyone, what do you like? Is there something that you like? Is there anything you like? What is it? What might that be? Anyone can go first. What do you like? What is it about me that you like? Anyone can do it. I'm still waiting. So yeah, I think this looks like a really cool, like fun game. Cool. It's wholesome. It's cool. It's like whatever. I guess we'll move on. The plays, you do like wheelbarrow races and stuff, and like whatever. Yeah, you know what? Cute enough. It's $35 though, and no way would I ever want to pay that. But you know, cute enough. Fair enough. I thought it was gonna be bad, and I think I agree. It does seem pretty wholesome. If you need some wholesome fun in your life and you don't want people who are too combative as people. Oh God, no, that's me. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I know I said it in 2 videos, and that feels like it's like an indication that it's like, oh, that annoyed me. But I actually thought it was a really nice compliment. Okay, people don't know what I'm talking about, but that's fine. That moves on. That's finished this October 30th at 11:05 a.m. I have so many of these. We gotta keep going. We've got Mission Rogue Protocol. Will you be able to defuse the bomb in this interactive spy-themed puzzle box mystery? I don't know. It's a puzzle box mystery, though. Have you done other puzzle box mysteries? It seems like it. An LGBTQ plus escape game. What are you doing? Escape in the closet? Okay, so you've made a few stuff. Escape game like. Well, you don't need any general knowledge. You don't need any general knowledge for a regular escape game as well. Do you think an escape game is trivia? Is that what you think it is? Everything you need is in the box. Each puzzle connects to a large overarching puzzle, which has to be solved to be finished. Yeah, but escape-like puzzles, you don't need any general knowledge? What is it? Because escape game-like means there's something different from escape game puzzles. But you don't need general knowledge in an escape game puzzle. There are 17 challenging puzzles to complete. Make sure you leave yourself plenty of time to save the hostages. It's £36. No, that's a collector's pack. It's £10, $19 Canadian. That makes a little bit more sense. If you're interested, you can check it out. It finishes Thursday, October 30th at 11:12. We're going to move on to this one. Iberia, Kings and Emirs, the frontiers of faith and politics, our favorite things in the world right now. Let's check it out. Neither has done any harm to a great number of people, I'm sure. No rule book, hey? Just a 27-minute video and some quotes from some authors. If I watched every 27-minute how to play video instead of reading a rule book for this episode, it would take me 24 hours to produce. And do you know what I do not have? 24 hours. But here's a player's turn in 4 simple steps. Review your politics, then collect your income. Use your income to purchase projects and abilities, buy mercenaries and play courtiers, adding them to your court. Move your armies to fortify or conquer new regions. Engage in battle. Win if you have more soldiers than the defense. Then subdue the population, gross, and raise your income if you have soldiers equal to that region's demographic. Enough to keep the people in line. Well, that was an interesting video. I really like the idea that you're bumping up your population tracks for everything that you take over, and then you'd have to pivot on what religion you are supporting at that time. You're like, oh, you guys, wait a minute. You guys believe in that guy? I believe in that guy too. Don't you worry. No, the other guy? No, I don't believe in the other guy. I don't know who you heard. You thought that I believe in the other guy. But no. I believe in that guy. And that's why my leaders are these leaders. The other people, they used to be in power. No, let's get him out of there. Because I believe in that guy. That guy that you believe in, that's the one that I believe in. So I think that's pretty funny. Yeah, seems pretty simple. I wish there was a rule book so that I could actually learn about the game. It's $69, $97 Canadian. And for that price, why would I ever purchase it if there isn't a rule book? I certainly wouldn't, but it is funded. So that finishes Thursday, October 30th at 11:29 a.m. All right, moving along. I cut one tab so far. Cut one tab, that's pretty good. This is Dark Rituals, Veins of Neemoss. Dark Rituals, Malus Maleficarum is best played as an asymmetric 1 versus many game for 2 to 5 players, but it also includes a solo mode. A small band of heroes defends a village from a coven of witches. 1 player, the Witchmaster, controls the Legion of Darkness. With 2 players, the second player plays the heroes in a strictly competitive game, and up to 3 more players may join in, each taking a hero to fight the Witchmaster. But this is Malus Maleficarum. What's Veins of Neemoss? This campaign is meant to fund the second print for this game, which is also going to be the last chance to get this game before the molds become unusable. What's happened to the molds? That seems scary. I guess I'll never get this game. Oh, that's why, because they're filled with rats. Malus Maleficarum is the title and then the new expansion of this Veins of Neemoss. I'm here now. Before the molds retire, I'm so curious as to what is happening to these molds. Do molds break down? They have STLs at least, so there you go, we're safe. Yeah, I mean, the minis do look fun. New backer, Lone Defender. Returning Backer, Veins of Neemoss. Manage your stamina like your life depends on it because the Witchmaster won't wait for you to set up. What's in the expansion? A new map, new opponents, semi-narrative campaign, sure. Play the scenarios in a sequence. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Updated alchemy rules, so you can do a thing that clearly didn't work in the base game. Veins of Neemoss having 15 minis for you, where the core box is 44 minis in 10 scenarios. Oh, and you get a bunch of stretch goals too. Yeah, the stretch goals look sweet. There must be something lost in translation here because, like, these text intros are very odd. Wolgar wanted to become a priest and take care of the congregation's needs, but he was happy with his position as a warden, and so he just kept his normal job and lived a happy life. That's your hero! Get ready for the fight of your life! Conjoined twins. She's conjoined at the No Clothes store. Ikrik Hagatha. It's a dynamic miniatures-based game where 1 to 4 players control a band of fledgling heroes defending their village from the vile legions of darkness controlled by the Witchmaster. Turns are short, with the active character just taking 1 or 2 actions. The Witchmaster can activate any member of the Dark Legion. When it's a hero's turn, they can nominate any hero to play a turn. Great. Love no fixed turn order. If a hero is in a great position to affect the game, and they have stamina, they can get in the fight. All players manage to pull a stamina that's used to pay for their character's actions. The Witchmaster has a single pool that's used for all evil characters. Yep, that makes sense. Like the others. Each hero has less stamina that they use for themselves, because you have to balance the game. Every action is a stamina cost. Actions can only be taken if the character can exhaust required stamina. Yes. You can also perform reactions. Cool. You can advance your skills, improve your attributes, so your movement, your battle, your defense, the number of potions you can use or hold. Witchmaster can do something similar. Increase the ranks of the disciples. You freaking kidding me? Where's the rulebook? Apparently it's in the game. I don't see it on the pledge, on the campaign page. Oh, there's a few updates to the original rules? Great. What are they? Here's a frequently asked question. A lot of the frequently asked questions are like, hey, your funding's too low for you to exist as a company. Are you good? And they're like, yeah, we're good. Trust us, we're good. If the solo rulebook gets printed, I literally just went to a BGG page and it said, go to darkgates.com/download. All the files are here and it says forbidden. You don't have permission to access this resource. I was literally going to read through it all. Very frustrating. I think this is a game. It exists. So there's that. That's about all we can cover it because apparently people don't actually care at telling people how to play their game. That's what I can only assume. This sketch of gameplay is not enough. Yeah, you can level things up. Oh, yeah, you can have fun. I'm getting mad. I'm getting angry. And I am uninformed because I'm misinformed. I don't have the information in front of me. Oh my God, the prophecy's coming true. That finishes on the 30th at 1 p.m. Next up, we have An Articulate Earth. Wait a minute. That'll never fund because no way is this fantasy world ever going to exist when people don't put rulebooks on their page. Moving on to Rollin' in Wonderland. Enlist Alice's companions. Manage mushrooms and reshape Wonderland in this dice drafting game for 1 to 5 players. Why is there so many more? Oh, okay. Yeah, this seems neat. I particularly like this dice drafting idea that you can draft a whole bunch of dice, but you only get to take a certain number of actions equal to the dice you didn't draft, which is pretty cool. That seems like a neat idea. Fresh powers and abilities to reveal each game, sure. Thank goodness there's a rulebook here, because I was going to lose it. Okay, each round begins by players simultaneously rolling dice and allocating them to the board, then proceeds to a series of player turns where you will collect dice to take action. Oh, okay, so rolling them to the board, it's because they have that symbol. So you just roll a bunch of dice, they're on the symbol, you pull the dice off here to do that action Grand Austria Hotel style. That's great. To take an action, choose an action area by the game board and take all the dice from that area. Place each of these dice on available spaces on your player board. The area determines what actions you can take. I see. So as you're taking the dice, so if I took 6 hearts, that's it. I get to take that, but nothing else. All right. So everybody has, that's not as exciting to me because everybody has, it's just like taking the same action 3 times. You know, if we look at the Queen of Hearts, 1 to 2 dice is 1 person. 3 to 4 dice is 2 people. Well, I guess you're always going to want to go for the 5 dice. Like if it's 5 dice, it's so much more incentivizing than if it's 6 dice. So that's a potential there. And you're never going to get blocked as well. So if you take 5 dice, you're guaranteed to take 1 dice from somewhere. If it has 7 dice on it, you can still just take 1, right? After all players have 6 dice, the round's end. Jabberwocky attacks. Award victory points to the players with the most soldier meeples in the Jabberwocky's area. Mushroom can move dice around. Each character has a different ability that if you collect 4 or more dice from an area, you get to do certain things. The players reach the end of the White Rabbit's path, so that's what this additional path is at the end over here, and you're getting additional stuff. 2 different tracks to go up on. Mad Hatter gives you cards to have ongoing effects and one-time abilities. White Rabbits moves you on the White Rabbit path. Okay, sorry, it's this main path here. You gain victory points while advancing on the path, depending upon how far you've reached. The Cheshire Cat, you get Cheshire bonuses that are sort of face up, depending upon the color of dice that you take. Cool. Cool. Alice has these challenge cards. Yeah, these minigames all seem pretty fun. Queen of Hearts lets you put soldiers out so you can fight Jabberwocky, and then you move along the Caterpillar path, which just gets you bonuses. Less points than the White Rabbit, but gets you bonuses as you go through. I think this looks quite solid. Yeah, I think this looks quite solid. Very nice. Deluxe Edition is $79, which gives you trays and something, 5th player. Standard Edition is $39, 55 Canadian. I think that looks quite nice. I think it looks very simple, a simple dice rolling game, a nice drafting, just trying to get points. You have a couple of different tracks that you're moving up on. The options don't seem that overwhelming, but they feel pretty nice. Who cares about the deluxeification here for double the price? No way. You get a couple extra packs of cards of people. What's shipping like? Shipping to the US is $14. Shipping to Canada is $19. Shipping to Canada, local pickup in Vancouver. Well, dang, I wish I lived in Vancouver now. $5? Nice. If you're in Vancouver, check this out. Yeah, I did not expect much of this, but I think it seems quite delightful. I think the rolling's going to be simple. I think it's going to be easy to get to the table. I think it's going to be an easy game, and you're going to get a nice bunch of dopamine hits as you go through. So yeah, that finishes on Thursday, October 30th at 4 p.m. Delightful. Just delightful. So much more delightful than Oh Dino, because you guess what? Oh, well, it was here. Right here, it does the $1 pre-pledge, so it doesn't get covered by me. So we're moving on to this one, Morph, the first cycle, a customizable card game. Play dual or solo and pay what you want. This is Graham's edition. They've done a bunch of stuff. Their first pay what you want was this Clash of Decks game that they did, and they launched this as a game. They often launch things as a pay what you want idea. I think it's awesome that they do it, and they're doing a customizable card game, a CCG, that's pay what you want. Wow. Maybe this is the first customizable card game I can recommend. Keep the artwork or reskin by recycling old cards. Oh, that's fun. An ergonomic design for both right and left-handed players. Just plop it in its sleeve. It's funny, you need a sleeve to do it. Yuck. Generate mana. Draw after every card is played. Summon creatures. Control the battlefield. Exhaust your opponent. Just make them do Crowdfunding Countdown. Pay what you want, get your starter pack now. I think this is very funny. You're like, you want some art? Put whatever art you want in there. All this, it's the only thing that matters is the stats. Do it. I think that's very funny, very, very, very funny. Punch out the pre-cut window of your Morph card. Choose one of the 6 available prodigies. Shuffle together the 2 sets of 12 card in the 2 corresponding factions, and you'll have a 24 card deck ready to play. Every time you play a card, you immediately draw a new one. You always have choices. Cool. At the start of every turn, you sacrifice a card to create 1 mana. It's also a way to discard useless card. No mana death. Yeah, so that's how it grows over time. You're choosing which cards to not use this time around. I like that. The deck is also your life points. The more you play, the more you wear yourself out, creating a constant dilemma between attacking and preserving yourself. No endless games. And to prevent runaway advantages, creatures are sent straight under their owner's deck as soon as they deal damage. So it's like a one-time hit. I can explain the rules in 6 minutes. Sure, I got 6 minutes. I got 6. It's 7 minutes 40. Okay, so lane battler, 2 lanes essentially, never retaliates. I think that's interesting. The interesting aspect about it for me is that you only get 1 shot. You only have 1 shot that you should not throw away. You make 1 attack. If it kills a monster, the monster gets discarded, but no matter what, you go to the bottom of your owner's deck. So you will come back again near the end of the game, but you will act as like a life point, essentially. I like the growing mana, because each turn you get more and more mana, which lets you summon more and more things, but I do love that you have to balance your deck. The decks don't seem huge, because it seems like you only have 24 cards in a deck, because you smash 2 things together. Blue and green factions are going to be introduced in the next campaign in 2026. You just smash 2 factions together. It's kind of like a Keyforge-esque style game in its simplicity of factions, you know? A starter pack also has 50 sleeves? 2 folded paper playmats? Jeez. In order to spread the game as widely as possible. More than the 450 responses received to our survey after the first campaign was paused. Okay, many players asked for a more accessible pledge to try out the game. About half also expressed reluctance towards the traditional collectible card game model, which they found too divisive. That's why we decided not to present Morph as a pure TCG TCG anymore, but rather as a hybrid game, halfway between a board game and a TCG. Yeah, I get that. I buy that. It doesn't feel TCG-esque. It's just like smash things together. It feels like Keyforge. It really does feel like Keyforge. Now it's your turn to play. You can get the print and play. Yeah, as purely indicative reference, the contents of the starter pack would be normally sold around $12, €10 if we weren't offering as a pay what you want. So 48 cards, you can smash those together, and you get sleeves for that. That feels really good. I mean, you should just be doing it for $10 anyway. And then the shipping, how much is shipping going to be? Flat shipping fee, €3. This is CCG's done right. I've always liked Graham's Edition for their focus on affordability and accessibility. Seems like everybody's kind of paying that amount if we want to hit €10 or €12. Yeah, 1688 times 12 is 20,000, and they've raised 22,000. Now that doesn't mean doors open, boys. I mean, like, what they are offering feels worth $10. If you're interested in it as a game, this is exactly what I asked for Keyforge, you know, like five or a couple bucks a deck, you know, $5 a deck, and here you're getting 2 decks. And 2 decks you can mash together in different ways. I think this is good. I think this looks good. If you're a fan of collectible card games, head-to-head card games, this is a good one to look at and to try. For their system, very simple system. I don't know if I'll enjoy the one and done mentality, but it sets it apart from other CCGs as well. So if you're interested, that finishes Thursday, October 30th at 5 p.m. Okay, that got me stoked. That was exciting. That was really exciting, actually. Next up, we have the Red Dragon Inn 10. 6 adventurers, new adventurers join the party of the Red Dragon Inn, bring a slew of exciting game modes. I'm not really going to cover this much because I've covered Red Dragon Inn before, and at its essence, it's just a very basic card game. I've never found this to be exciting. Here's more about to play the game. It's like you have a bunch of cards in your own action deck, and then you do some actions, and then you give someone a drink, and it's like, oops, what did you drink? Oh, you just pile on one person. You have zany effects on your action cards. It's a little better than everybody draw from a central deck, because at least you have your own deck, and you can discard any number of cards. You can really mulligan every turn, so I think that's fine. I don't see the appeal whatsoever. I've thought it was fine, but like paying $100 or $45 for like a new Kickstarter edition. I do love this though, the Eco Kickstarter edition. They're just like, listen, we know you're going to throw the box out anyway, so save yourself $5 and do it this way. I think that's great. Even still, $45 just seems like a lot for a very simple card game. It's raised a ton. It's got its fans, and that's why it keeps going. But yeah, it's certainly not for me. But if you're interested, it finishes Thursday, October 30th. At 8 p.m. Moving along, we have over $1 million Dice Throne Vanguard. And if you were looking for 5 reasons you shouldn't back Dice Throne Vanguard, Alex Radcliffe, well, what's really cool is YouTube has a little search where you say 5 reasons you shouldn't back Dice Throne. And I have 2 of them. I have 2 of them, so I'm not doing any more. Oh yeah, I forgot the Metal Curmudgeon token was the $1 million was the $1 million stretch goal from previous. Well, I have it, and I didn't purchase it, did I? I'm gonna go get it. I got it. I got it on my own, Dice Throne. I got it on my own. Thanks, Dirk. Oh, I gotta start editing. Yeah, so we have Dice Throne Vanguard. Now, I really like Dice Throne. I have all of the Marvel Dice Throne, and I have the first 6 characters of Season 1 for Dice Throne, and that's all the Dice Throne I need. That's too much Dice Throne for me to have. And so the fact that they're now coming out, this will be, their 36th characters? That's nuts. Dice Throne is super fun, though. It's Battle Yahtzee. I think it's great. I think it's really good, and I think you can also get it at retail for cheaper. But the benefit for coming here is you get it in the battle chest, which now gets the game trays, which I don't think they're doing normally. I also think that like people were really mad about things happening in the Dice Throne campaign. They said, we were happy to include the Mythic promo and randomizer card set you've come to expect, free of charge with all pledge level. Sure, that was something that people were angry about. What else were they mad about that they changed? Oh, they were bundling their usual card gameplay Kickstarter add-ons into their complete accessories pack, and so people were upset. But then they unwound their promo stuff for Dice Throne. People with sleeves are still upset, but like, why are people with sleeves upset? The Dice Throne sleeves are good. Do they not fit in the trays? I would assume they would. I don't know, but they're charging $60 for the new heroes, which is 85 Canadian. It's pretty expensive. I don't necessarily think that there's anything better about these heroes than any other heroes, other than there's more. and everybody goes crazy for more heroes, so they keep making more heroes, which is completely fine, because I think Dice Throne is a great game. It's super fun. I love pulling out a hero and matching against another hero. I've seen people in the Dice Throne Discord doing a lot of tournaments. You can do tournaments with all your people. It's a quick game. I think it's awesome. I think it's really, really great. I don't know where it fell in my top games, but I think it was in my top 60 games. Like, I think Dice Throne is really, really good. Do I ever need more heroes than I have right now? No, never. Is Dice Throne more than a 2-player game? No, it's not. Never. I think, are they going back to the folding boards at retail? That's also an insane price for an alternate art of existing characters. But I guess you could, no, you still need to have the dice for it. Limited edition Strongbox. All who backs with campaign receive a limited edition Strongbox. Let's check out the FAQs. All will be available on our new single hero format in 2026. They're coming out with just single heroes instead of you have to bundle all 4? That's cool. Probably will make them more money in the long run, because you pick up one for like 15 is probably the price, which feels reasonable to pick up. And then you can pick up your specific one that you like rather than picking up all 4 at once. I think that's cool. You may see a Vanguard Strongbox in retail setting. They only do that back in the campaign. We'll talk about this when we get to Hellbringer, but there has to be a targeted thing that Hellbringer's doing, right? Where it's like, go comment on your favorite content creators to cover us, because so many people are talking about Hellbringer, and that doesn't end. That doesn't end last week. It ends this week. It's coming up. It ends on the 30th. That's Thursday. I have to check these comments right now. I have to check these updates or something. New stretch goals, because I thought that it was a I'm getting very distracted. We're coming to Hellbringer in a second. I'll go back to Dice Throne in a second. I should save this for the Hellbringer part, but I'm going to forget tomorrow. I thought that these were all bots, really, because everybody who's been commenting on my channel, check out Hellbringer. You only have one comment. That's it. But then there was a Chris who has had multiple comments who now asks about Hellbringer. Chris, tell me your secrets. I don't want to put the GIF in. The all right, keep your secrets GIF. No, I don't want that. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. I should be editing something else right now. It's 1:30 in the morning. Existing Dice Throne products aren't included in this Kickstarter campaign, but you can grab them through discounted bundles during this campaign at dicethrone.com, or not during the campaign, because you can always get them at dicethrone.com. Special deals are available through October 30th. Okay, what are the special deals? I don't think these feel special. These feel normal to me. These feel actually completely normal. They feel exactly the same as they always do. Unless prices are going to go up. Maybe prices are going to go up. A battle chest, 120 USD. Prices, I think, went up, or will be going up. 110 USD for the Season 2 battle chest. Again, you get 8 characters in there, so they're pretty consistent with pricing. Yeah, prices went up from 50 to 60 bucks because everything is expensive and the world is awful now. Shipping is pretty great, though. You know, 8 US, 13 US. That's pretty good. Still about 100 bucks for 4 new characters, which I'm not really that interested in, especially when I can go to my store and try to get things on sale or a discount and pick up any of the Season 2 characters, any of the X-Men characters. And I'm not going to do that because, again, how many Dice Throne characters do you need? If you don't own Dice Throne, you should go out and you should get yourself a 2-pack of characters and try it out and see if you enjoy it. I think that's the best way. Don't back a campaign without knowing that you love it. And then you can back a campaign, or then you can get a big box of characters and whatever, and pick and choose. But I don't know. I think Dice Throne, what else can I say? Dice Throne is great. It's Battle Yahtzee. That's all you need. Any set of characters is a good set of characters. You won't regret any of them. That's it. If you're interested, the finish is Thursday, October 30th at 10 p.m. Okay, I got to stop for tonight because I got to edit something else. Let's get back to it. Next up, we've got Midsummer Night, a game of partners, paths, and fairy potions. A puzzly pocket-sized card game with red reveal potions. Okay. And whimsical hand-painted watercolor art for 1 to 2 players. Red reveal potions? Ho-ho! Well, say no more, I'm in. Yeah, the art's cool. What's the game? Okay, so it's literally Midsummer Night's Dream. It's about getting the couples together with their love. $6 for the print and play, 14 for the physical game. That's pretty good when you don't have button shy's reach, when you're doing kind of a button shy game. You got to connect characters to their goals. On your turn, draw 2 cards, add 1 to your hand, and pass it if you're playing a 2-player game, or discard solo the other if you're playing a solo game. Characters only travel through paths of the same forest type. So it's a little route connecting game where you want to have everything get their goals. Yeah, it seems like a cute little route creating game. The art is cute, hand drawn, pretty decent price if you like a little pocket game. So not a horrible choice. That finishes Thursday, October 30th at 11 p.m. We're moving along to Hellbringer. The Hellbringer that like 5 or 6 people posted on my last Crowdfunding Countdown going, "Why aren't you covering Hellbringer?" And honestly, it made me less interested to cover it because I cover it in the final week. And this is the final week. I don't know if that was, you have to let me know. You have to let me know if that was like a push from the designer or something, or the company to say, go write on your favorite YouTuber or whatever, please cover our game. And if so, well, that's cool. Thanks for thinking of me. Yeah, I'm excited to check this out. People are saying lots of great things. That when everybody's saying it, feels more targeted. And I go, I don't know, I don't trust you. So put it in the comments down below. So we're gonna check this out. Hellbringer is a solo co-op dark fantasy card and dice game where you play as a hero venturing into the darkness of a dungeon to slay its mighty demon. You will be able to get your copy of the core game, first and second expansions, with the new and third expansion. Crowdfunding will begin on the 15th, blah, blah, blah. Goes until the 30th. A roguelike card and dice game. People are saying this is addicting. Have I covered this before? Definitely had. Episode 82. So it was back in 2023 this funded. Let's see what Chris of the Past said too. Chris of the Past was funny. That guy made me chuckle. Okay, Chris of the Past was pretty high on it. Like, he enjoyed it, but there also was no pick for you that week, so he didn't enjoy it that much. I'd go back and just watch that. Save me some time. Yeah, you have a little whiteboard of tracking your health because your health goes so high. You're gonna have so much health. They just do it on like a 100-point scale instead of a 10-point scale, when it could be a 10-point scale, but you're dealing 40 damage instead of 4 damage, so you feel cooler. I love they've got the rulebook right there. Great job, Hellbringer. Beauty. These expansions are just adding more monsters, more spells, etc. Something that you don't need. The core game of Hellbringer, is this cheaper? This looks like it's cheaper. I think it was like 86 Canadian last time, and this time it's like 75, so that's pretty cool. Maybe they spread some content out. Yeah, 53 US. That's decent. This looks to be pretty similar. You need to manage your action points, your cards in hand, your sight, the game's central mechanic, and build your hero strategically in order to survive until you face the terrible demon lurking within. Oh, this is a game of self-reflection. This is one of those self-reflection games. Face the demons that are lurking within. Please, somebody. Oh yeah, your character's progress will be felt with each monster's elimination, because whenever you kill one, you get to put them on the side of your player mat. There's a section for it where you can use their bodies to beef you up. Get beefy. I thought that was the tagline. I think that was the rejected tagline for this one. It was Hellbringer, get beefy. That might be the 4th expansion. I don't want to break the embargo. Yeah, this is where the cards get put down to improve the hero. Basically, you're gonna have a number of action points on your turn. You can use that to do spells, get items, etc. All of the items will have a different like card symbol to it or a color, and so you can only put things on that specific color based upon your connection point here. Often it refers to armor, but it also can refer to your character's specialization. There are also other items that will be out there that don't match your color, but you can then use them as kind of one-time use, but you can't equip them, is my understanding. Sight is the mechanism. Basically, there's 3 lanes, or there's these different sections of the board where you need to move your sight up in order to be able to see the enemies coming at you out of the dark of hell. And this right here is just the elimination. When you eliminate an enemy, then get to boost up your stats and give yourself additional action points, additional dice, additional sight, armor, health, whatever. Yeah, it seems like a fun little game of, comboing cards together, chucking a bunch of dice, defeating waves of baddies. I wouldn't really consider it a dungeon, I'd consider it just a card drafting style game. But yeah, it's also really cool to see that this has raised $418,000 versus their first run back in episode 82, unless I missed it, if they did a reprint since then, was only like 35,000. And so that indicates to me, I don't know, a very good word of mouth that people are jumping on board, a reasonable price. Puts it in a pretty decent stage. That finishes on the 30th at 11:59 p.m. We're not covering Ferret Frenzy because why would we? It was a $1 pre-pledge. We're moving on to this one. Pocket Parks, the U.S. National Parks game, all 63 U.S. national parks with the original photography and a compact card game. Sure, let's check it out. I might need to start speeding through this, or else I don't know if I'll be able to finish for Monday. That's cool. He visited all the parks and took photos. No, that's cool. GPS coordinates where he took the photo. This is very charming. This is much more charming than I expected. Okay, I want you to tell me how to play the game though. That's great. It does look cool. It's a really neat project. It looks like it's just like Jin. He said it was inspired by Mahjong. I've never played Mahjong, and I really need to. Build your own sets while defensively delaying others. The first player to complete their part collection of 3 sets wins the round. You're not going to give me anything? On your turn, choose 1 action. Play or build on a set. Draw 2, then discard 1. Pay cards from your hand, probably play cards. Oh no, pay cards from your hand to steal cards from others. The first player to complete the park There are 3 sets wins a round. That's a bit weird. Then I would just hold all my cards in my hand. I would just draw 2, discard 1, draw 2, discard 1 until I get all the cards that I need, rather than play anything for you to steal. I don't know. If you're really interested in the national parks, I think this is a really cool project. All of the cards are his photography of him visiting the thing. I think that's a really neat story. It's got the GPS location, because you can tag your photos with GPS location where you were. It's $29, $41 Canadian though, and then shipping is $10 to the US, 12 to Canada. But yeah, I don't think the gameplay seems that inspired. I think it is just like Jin, with a little different, sure. But I think the project is cool. So if you're interested, that finishes Friday, October 31st at 2:59 a.m. I always check now the bottom to see what's up. So this is AI art heavy, but no launch booms. That's good. Maybe it's because all of Launch Boom's campaigns look so generic that I always think they're AI art. Okay, let's check out this one. Into the Wild, Alaska, a survival race in the harsh wilderness of Alaska. I'm sorry. I know Brayton has a T on it, but I don't think anyone whose name is Braden or Brayton has ever been a military specialist. I might be wrong, but I think if your name is Braden, you are a skateboard professional. I think that's who you are. I think it's in your blood, it's in your DNA. Okay, I'm not going to get anything from that. Let's see. Blech, it's Candyland. Each turn, the players will roll the dice and move around the board to the space designated by the dice. While they travel the map, each player will need to gather resources, establish strategic camps, and overcome events, and build equipment to be able to collect food. Roll and move! Best roll and move game. Each time players finish the round throughout the map, they must have enough food resources to continue to the next round. If you don't have... Oh, let's add player elimination on that too. If a player doesn't have enough food, they're out of the game. Then they didn't survive. But don't worry, there are minis, so it can live on Kickstarter. You gonna tell me how to play it all? No, probably not. You can trade, though. There's some negotiation. I like that. Whoever has the Alaska State Trooper badge, though, gets to be the banker. And then there's shipping. Well, I'm happy about that because I don't need to see anything else. That finishes Friday, October 31st at 6:41 a.m. We got roll to move, player elimination, and a banker. What do you pick of the week? Probably. We're moving on to Survive the Woods. This is another Survivor game. Survival game, certainly not a survivor game, let's be clear. A push your luck dice game, battle hunger, wild animals and elements, and fate itself an intense game of survival. Speaking of Survivor, I was having this conversation with a friend the other day. They were like, yeah, sometimes when you talk about Survivor and the moves that you would do, you kind of scare me and you make me think you may not be a good person. I'm like, that's the game. The game is manipulation. Anyway, I thought that was very funny. They meant it as a joke, to be clear. I hope. All right, Survive the Woods, a push your luck dice game. Let's see. You roll your dice and don't bust, and you keep on rolling and try to get a bunch of stuff. Is it can't stop? Survive. I really like that you have to wait for a gentle breeze and a clear sky to do your escape from the woods. You're like, ooh, it's raining. We'll stay here. We'll stay here and forage. Oh, it's a little chilly? Nah, I guess we'll stay out in the wilderness. No, I guess you're looking for somebody to rescue you with a gentle breeze and a clear sky, because then they can send the helicopters, and then you can wave the helicopter down. I get it, but my way's funnier. Yeah, you roll the dice, you try to get enough food, and you can keep on rolling the dice to try to get more food, or you can bust. That's what this dice game is. Pretty much it. But the dice look cool. So if you're interested in that, it's $18, 26 Canadian, plus probably something in shipping. Once the project's funded, I'll send out the rules. Oh no, I'll send out for printing the rules in the cards. It only ships to the United States and it's $5 shipping, so $23 if you want to get it. Yeah, the dice look cool, but it's just, roll and see what happens. I'd love to talk about this hauntingly sexy adventure for couples, as LEWD is my favorite thing to talk about on most slower crowdfunding campaigns, because I think it's a really funny adult role-playing game that maybe I'll just start sending to people. I'll say, hey, you want to play? But not today. I have too much to do. Okay, we're going to go on to this one. Pendragon Glory of the Round Table, a nightly tabletop for 1 to 4 players set in the chivalrous world of Greg Staffer's Pendragon Ripagda. During each round of Pendragon, a quest card will be revealed and players will take turns playing cards to boost their stats. At the end of the round, players can pair their quest stat, and knight with the highest value will score glory. How do you raise your stat? You get 1 glory if you have a punching stat, so you can punch the Saxons. Squires, just put a bunch of squires out there, and then play a bunch of cards. Watch out for event cards. Use your items. Okay, but what's a turn? Okay, so if you don't have 3 cards, you draw up to 3 cards, and then you get to play cards. It's a medieval-themed card game where you're all sort of drawing from a central deck, and you are hoping that you draw the right symbols, and then you play those symbols, or the right events, and you play those events, and you say, ooh, I hope the good thing happened to me. It's not my particular favorite style of game. I'm sorry, what? $100? It's $30 for the base game. Okay, but like, how are you adding in $100 of things? How are 97 people getting this? Play my dice and coin. Why do you even need dice? It's card driven. I don't know. I'm literally speechless. I don't think this has ever happened to me in my entire life. Pendragon, you did it, but not in the ways you want. That finishes Friday, October 31st at 12:51 p.m. Okay, Interstellar, this is the next one. It isn't funding yet. I was thinking about skipping it, but you know what? In for a penny, in for a pound. In for a Pendragon, in for a this. It's a cooperative tabletop puzzle adventure in that it's an escape game in a box. They say it's an escape room inspired tabletop game. It seems like a lot of the mechanisms are based around this idea of the tabletop inspiration of drawing pictures and seeing and examining the photos and combining items and trying to not get penalty cards. You even have a hint deck. If things get tricky, you can look up a hint so that you don't have to look it up on an app. There's also this dexterity element where you get to flick ships at other ships. So there's little mini games, dexterity-based mini games in this escape room, and that's the 35 pounds. $66 plus shipping. I mean, that's why it's not funding, because it's 15 pounds Canadian to Canada. It's like $90 for me when the going rate for an escape room adventure is like 20, 25, 30. Well, not really. It depends on the escape room, but like an unlock, let's say, a thing that has this similar style. Now, you do get 3 episodes in here, so you could measure it against that, but I still see why it isn't funding, and that's likely the price. That finishes Friday, October 31st at 12:59 p.m. if it's still around. Okie dokie, let's keep it chokied. We're moving on to Cosmoctopus, Beyond the Inky Realm expansion and the 2nd edition. Deepen your devotion with a new cephalopod, devotee cards, resources, player powers, and solo mode for Cosmoctopus, the board game. Now, I remember this. I remember in Cosmoctopus, they were just like, what were they saying? They were like, oh, we're adding some additional content, and screw your previous backers. If you want it, you got to rebuy the game again. I think that's what they were saying, and then they rolled it back. It was something along those lines. Cosmoctopus has sort of really taken off. I've covered Cosmoctopus before. I've always thought it looked fine. It's a small optimization puzzle, but apparently a lot of people really like it. So let's see if we can deepen the devotion. Yeah, just an insane decision to put this forward as an expansion and then be like, nah, you have to buy the full thing. Oh, you know what? You know what as well? It's gonna cost you over $100 Canadian for a game that you already own when this is put forward as an expansion. And they're just like, nah, we don't want to do it. Too hard. So then frame it as a 2nd edition. Say it's new 2nd edition that's like got additional content, which, people are still gonna be mad about. But yeah, absolutely insane to me. We had some people also saying that they didn't deliver on their promise of getting it to backers first, and that was frustrating in the first campaign as well. And then there was there's an expansion only thing that's all gone, and now an expansion only thing that's up. That's the same price. So were they doing also the fake amount of expansions that they're going to create? I don't know, but when the majority of your backers are backing just for the expansion, you'd think you'd offer it. So it's good that they have offered it. Yeah, and they also say a retail version of the expansion will be available late 2026, early 2027. And speaking that, you can get this for what, $40 in stores? Yeah, it was like $40 Canadian, right? And now they're asking for like a triple that? I think just get the base game. The base game was fine. Like, people enjoyed it. I very much enjoyed my plays of this game. It's a great addition to my collection, says Camilla. But basically, it's an engine builder, right? It's an efficiency puzzle. You move the Cosmoctopus on a shared board to get some resources. You use those resources to build cards. The cards will give you additional things to chain into. You're trying to summon these tentacles, and you earn 8 tentacles to win. So it's just chaining upon itself, seeing the most efficient way to chain your resources together. Sure, I thought it looked good. I think it looks fine. But is it $112 Canadian fine? Why? Get Splendor. Get something like that, It's just like, who cares? This is one of those campaigns where I just look at it and I'm like, man, this is deluxification for deluxification's sake. And this is before we hit the Elder Scrolls Heroes of Tamriel, which is next. I am more offended by this price point than I am with Chip Theory games. Oh, it's just nuts. Just nutty. But it is true. Did you know that one of the resources are called Soft whispers. Yes, it's me, the Whisperer. I have emerged into the Cosmoctopus realm. Whisperer, you're here. You're here. I love the sparkling stars. Wow, Whisperer, it's just so nice to see you. Yes, I'm going to actually whisper now. The Whisperer is here. The Whisperer loves his resin ink bottles. The Whisperer also has tentacles, but not where you might think. Okay, Whisperer, that's enough. That's enough. We only have so much animation budget, okay? We paid through the nose for your appearance, but hey, you can get a plushie too if you wanted. You wanted a big plushie to sit on your box, remind you how much you overpaid for this very basic engine builder. Sure, go for it. Again, I think it's fine. I don't think anyone should ever back this campaign, because who cares? Play it on Board Game Arena. Go play it on Board Game Arena, try it out, see if you desperately need it, because I bet you don't. That finishes Friday, October 31st at 4 p.m. I just again, it's fine. If you want coverage of more of the game, go back and look at Crowdfunding Countdown Master List. We got to move on. It's just an engine builder. It's a good engine builder. It's well rated. What's it on BGG right now? 1,899 on BGG. I would have expected it to have cracked the 1,000, but even that's a shame. It's just an engine builder. It's just okay. That finishes, sorry, no offense, Cosmoctopus. Girl, check yourself. That finishes Friday, October 31st at 4 p.m. Moving along, we've got Elder Scrolls Heroes of Tamriel. It has now raised $2.46 million. And I have a full review on Elder Scrolls, which my favorite comment of that review happened today, where somebody commented on that and said, "You're absolutely wrong. You didn't play with the Dized app. This wouldn't have taken you long. You suck." Well, they didn't say you suck, but they said all the other stuff. And then 3 minutes later, they went to my 5 reasons you shouldn't back and also said, "You're so wrong at everything you say in this video." And unless they're a time traveler, I think they might be exaggerating. And so my favorite response, as a non-combative person, was just, well, unfortunately, I did mention the Dized app in the review, because I played it with the Dized app. I was very excited to play it with the Dized app. It's leaning into the point about the Dized app, I swear. And I was like, so I guess my attention to detail, we're going to have to trust that it's a little bit better than yours. Oopsie! But I always like to finish with a little oopsie, because I think it's quite cheeky and also incredibly frustrating. But me and my friend Josh, my former friend and now nemesis Josh, we always will add a little oopsie on the end of our tags. And he is also somebody who loves being a naughty, wicked, bad boy. So I figure for all you naughty, wicked, bad boys out there, throw oopsie into your vernacular and just see how much thrill you can get. But yeah, so I played through Elder Scrolls. So I have a 5 reasons you shouldn't back. And I do have that was from 2 years ago. And I went back and I rewatched it. And I was like, yeah, I feel good about that. And then I did my review on the Elder Scrolls as well, which is having now played a couple campaigns of it. And I was really pulled in to want to get the Heroes of Tamriel. And I think the enormous price point means I'll be safe, because if it was a lot cheaper and there was less content, I might have seen myself pull the trigger. Again, because chip theory games are some of those games which make you feel like, I don't know, they're so good at making you want that extra content. Even if you're going to interact with it for a second. You're like, but I have it. But I have it now. Oh, I know I'm going to interact with it for one game and I'm going to spend $200 on it, but I got it. But now it's in my copy. And I get that, because that really was me being pulled in. I was like, yeah, but who knows when I'm going to pull this out to have another campaign, because who knows when I'll have this table out for a long time. But I'll have it when I do, I'm like, I still haven't played with other class structures that I want to play with. There's still a lot that I can want to play with and explore. I want to make sure I do all the different boss battles for every one of the 6 regions that I'm in, which I haven't done yet. But yeah, Elder Scrolls is a really interesting game. If you want a more in-depth on my thoughts, go check out the review. The long and the short of it is, I don't think you need this expansion or this giant box of expansion, which there is just the gameplay bundle, all these little gameplay bundles, which you'd think if you were a strategist you'd be getting, but apparently if you're just a strategist, you're getting the cheapest one out of all of them, which does feel not so great, I think. But yeah, there's a bunch of expansions in here. The things that I'm interested in are these new heroes, but again, I could probably just print them out and then play with their new skills. Like, I've got the chips. Why do I need to have these? No reason. Or the new maps and the new lines. See, they do a great job of adding into each map. They give you like 1 or 2 skill lines and like 1 or 2 classes, and then you feel like, oh, I need every single class and every single skill. Like, they do this purposefully. They could just do like all the skill lines, all the classes, all the whatever, but they're like, no, you'll get it more if you go this way. And to be fair, that's why they make a lot of money. Anyway, if you've never played Elder Scrolls, I'm jumping ahead, assuming your knowledge, and I apologize for that. But if you've never played Elder Scrolls, essentially what it is you're going to create your character, and see if I can get to a better picture. Now you can just watch all this video, because there's no what's in the base game box. Okay, give me any graphic. Bruh. Okay, fine. Here's what we want. You're gonna create your character. You're gonna pick a class. You're gonna pick a race. You're gonna pick a class. The race will give you your starting stats, and the class will give you. This is where people compare it to Too Many Bones, where if you roll poorly, you gain tenacity. Like if you don't. All of your dice will have this tenacity symbol, and then you can accrue this tenacity, and you can spend them on abilities as you go throughout the game. And so you'll have like a 5 tenacity, 1 tenacity. You can spend these as special abilities. This is your class as your main powers. In addition, you're going to have this battle map where when you get new skills, you're going to have a total of 8 slots. What did you just call me? Yeah, you got 8 of them. You're doing well. 1 is for your health, stamina, and magic, and 1 is for regular combat, and then 4 other ones will be for other special dice. And so over the course of the game, you will choose when you level up and get experience points, which of these stats to upgrade, but they will conflict. The tips will touch, so to speak. And if you're maxing out on stamina, you will have less ability to max out on the other thing, which I really like that balance in terms of character creation. You will then go on a big old map, which they don't show, but it's just a flat thing, a piece of paper, where you have a little token and you move to an encounter, an encounter, an encounter. And some of these encounters will be towns. And you'll open the book and you'll read from the town booklet and you go, woo, I'm in a town. Or some of these encounters will be nice encounters. And you'll pull a card and you'll say, what nice thing is happening to me today? And some of these encounters will be scary encounters, where you will then fight on a map. There's 3 different fights. 1 is a static singular map, 1 is a larger singular map, and 1 is where you're flipping over cards and revealing different sizes of tiles as you explore a dungeon. You go in, you check your dice. My other favorite thing about this is this track down here, this cooldown track, where when you use your dice, they go down in this track and you can only recover a certain amount each turn. And so your recovery is limited. So you can use a bunch of dice potentially, but then you're going to recover them slowly. You're also adding fatigue into this area, which are just useless garbage tokens, which slow down your cooldown. I think that's pretty interesting. It's very expensive, and I find this personally to be more interesting to play solo. I know a lot of people in the comments of Elder Scrolls on my review said that they enjoyed playing it in the co-op varietal, which is great for you, but it certainly wasn't that way for me. I think it's a game where where I said in the review, you need a game table. You need to just leave it out and chip away at it, because eating it all at once makes me not care. But eating it a little bit at a time makes me go, oh, ooh, and can just take my time with it and play around and imagine builds. I think the imagination and the hypothesis of what's going on here is more exciting than the actual creation of it, so to speak. Or the creating and building up your character is once you get to that point, you're like, okay, I've seen it. I want to build a new character. So that for me was the thing that was the highlight. I do think it's ridiculously expensive, especially this new gameplay bundle is $155, whereas the base game is what, $225? Yeah, it's a very expensive game, but with Chip Theory, you do get a lot of premium quality components. You're going to get a ton of stuff with this. You're going to get a ton of dice as well. So as far as expensive games go, it almost earns its price point. I think it'll earn its price point a little bit less with these expansions. I feel like with the expansions, it's easy to be like, this is the cost, whereas like with Chip Theory, they just cram it full. And I also know that Chip Theory games often like price things lower than they should from like a production cost standpoint versus like MSRP standpoint, just because if they priced it correctly, people wouldn't buy it. So I think they definitely need to operate on this economy of scale, because I know that their margins are smaller, ridiculously so. It's because they put all this unnecessary premium into their games. But yeah, I thought it was fun. I thought it was a good enough experience. I don't know if it's worth the $225. I think it's going to be for a very specific amount of people. And I think if you're feeling that FOMO and feeling frothing at the mouth and thinking about this game too much, well, go watch reviews, watch my review, and maybe that can calm you down a bit. Because I think it's good for very specific people. And you got to be that specific. And if you're that specific person, great. Like, you're going to get it. You're going to love it. But I think there are a lot of people who think they're that specific person and they're not. And you're fooling yourself and you're not actually going to get it to the table. And it's going to be a very expensive purchase to kind of sit on a shelf. Some other games, this is the only time you'll hear me say this, some other games are cheap enough that if you get them and they sit on a shelf for eons, that's sometimes okay. It hurts my soul even to suggest this as a concept because I know the people in my Discord who are going to run with this, and say, Chris said this, I didn't, and you know it. But yeah, I think now I've gotten thrown off completely. Yeah, I think it's for a very specific amount of people, and I think you might think you're that person, and I don't think you're going to be. And I want this to be in the people's hands who are going to love it and going to enjoy it and going to leave it on their tables and really get the value out of it. And so I really caution you with this. I think the expansion content is honestly too much, but I think they're throwing in all of that because of the complaints of people worrying about variability and then buying, doubling their cost investment, their sunk cost fallacy. It works this way too. Thinking that it'll improve the experience. I hope it does, Sean. But yeah, that finishes on the 31st at 4 p.m. if you want, and if you don't, run away. That's fine. Okay, we're moving on. We're moving on to this one? No, this has been around for before, and I covered it, and there's no information on here. Great. Oh, great. Oh, this was the one that I said at the beginning of the episode. Oh, I love seeing these tabs. This is like a gift to me as I can eliminate 2 tabs at once. I just thought, why? I didn't even read the tagline. A crew of strong, sensual, and lethal pirate women in STL form, modeled in 75 millimeters, ready to set sail from your printer. Oh, meet the 6 pirates. What are the names? We gotta know. We're in it now. Captain Tempest. Myrna the Watcher. Oh my god, Myrna. Please. Okay? Myrna, there are sort of acceptable levels of piracy that we can get on board with as a society. That, like, yes, you're you're sailing the seas, but you fight some ghosts, okay? You know, you can be a charming rogue pirate. You end up killing the colonizers, which is always okay. You know, fighting against the imperial domination of the world. We can root for an anti-hero, but Myrna the Watcher? Oh, Myrna, what are you doing? Myrna's just sitting there, peeping into your windows, with her spyglass, no less. So she's up in the crow's nest, they're in port, everybody's having a good time, they're boosting the local economy, and Myrna is sitting there with her peeper, just peeping into your windows? Myrna, you don't have to just watch. That's what I'm saying. Come on. Black Shade, now we're back to it. Black Shade is okay. Specifically, the etymology behind Black Shade is actually that her eye patch is why they call her Black Shade. She's like, I got cool shades. We're like, no, you actually lost your eye in a very vicious battle. The Dagger Dame, not holding a dagger, very specifically, a short sword. Definitely, there's a dagger at her feet, but she's dropped it to hold a rose. I think this is probably the least effective fighter. At least Myrna the Watcher is a bit ripped. Like, look at those legs. Come on, it's like Mirko. But I mean, we get down to the Dagger Dame, and what are you gonna do? I don't quite get what her fighting style is gonna be. Zephyra the Cursed. Okay, we're on board. It's less sexy Barbosa, but you know, you're doing your best. And then Bloody Rose. All right, every pirate's got to have a bard, I guess. Do pirates mostly have bards? I think pirates only just know one song, and it's Yo Ho, Yo Ho, A Pirate's Life for me. I think it's very clearly that's the only thing that they sing on the ships, and that is why that they have become pirates. Wait a minute, I thought there were only 6. Maybe because I thought it was 6. We have Isabella Stormheart, which, honestly, now you're a pirate. Now you're a pirate. Give me your tattoos and your Poseidon's lance and your name. Clearly, some real pirate came in. Tatiana Blackmouth. I think we're just gonna skip that one. Anyway, at least we have Myrna the Watcher. I was really expecting. I think we peaked at Myrna the Watcher. Kind of this bit went downhill since then. But remember the joy we had when I was talking about the pirates boosting the local economy. Come on, that was a good joke. Okay, that's not going to be in the links below. Next up, we got Killer Queen, the card game. The Killer Queen is out to get ya. A new standalone horror card game from the creators of Psycho Killer. Great. I don't know what that one was. Escape Rooms Canberra. Psycho Killer. Oh, what on earth are you talking about? Did look funny. All right, I'm back on board. What on earth are you talking about was like a funny party game. So yeah, sure. Let's see if this is has anything to it. I'm already scared. Killer Queen is lurking within the deck, waiting to corner you and to attack you. So it's old maid. For every card you play. Okay, you got about 10 more seconds. You have to draw one in return. Oh no. This seems awful. You have a starting hand of cards. You play a card. Play as many as you want. But what? Draw a card for each card in your play lane. You can also draw from fellow survivors' hands. If you draw a weapon or a plot twist, you have to play them immediately. They go into your injury pile. Whoopity-woo. You have to play empty your hand to escape. But how do you empty your hand when you gotta keep on drawing cards? Oh no! Yeah, this seems, unfortunately, boring, pointless, and not anything that anyone who enjoys modern board gaming should ever find fun. That finishes Friday, October 31st, 11:59 p.m. At least it finishes on Halloween, so you might get some sales that way. Am I too harsh? I don't think so. I don't think I'm harsh enough. That finishes, yeah, who cares? We're up on Wizards Community College, a hilarious 20-minute role-playing card game of magic and mistakes. If you say it's hilarious, I better start laughing immediately. I'm already sad. I'm already sad. Okay, you know what? To be fair, it only gave me 9 seconds, but I did get a legitimate laugh saying not only are we ranked 89th on all Wizard community colleges, my magical community colleges, that's a very good joke. I'm in. You've titillated me. Okay, it's kind of like, here's the thing. You should just play role player. That's not what it's called. Adventure Party. You should just play Adventure Party instead, because it's this but better. But this is, it's not going to be a bad idea. It's an RPG style game. You've learned a bunch of spells. Something's happening. You're going to cast the spell, draw a token, and then somebody else is going to explain what actually happens. So it's a storytelling game, doing some light role playing. Adventure Party does this exact thing, but you also have the added game of it, where you are guessing what happened, because you describe what happened, and then people have to guess the dice that you rolled, which is essentially the token being drawn. But it gives you a little bit of a wider range. But $20, there you go. It's an all right role-playing storytelling card game. I just think Adventure Party would be probably better in every way. If you're interested, that finishes Friday, October 31st at 11:59 p.m. All right, this one, it hasn't funded, but it's, close enough. It might hit its goal. I probably won't. Let's be real. It probably won't. It's another Halloween-themed game, but it doesn't seem horrible. It seems very basic. It seems fine. I don't know if I'd really be interested in it, but I don't think it looks bad. Well, the thing that I like about it is that you have action points and blood, and every turn you lose a blood, and so you got to keep on drinking blood to keep your blood up, because you're a vampire after all. But you can also turn your blood into action points. And so I like the potential of that push your luck, of turning your blood into action points to try to get a human who's got a lot of blood that you can then slurp up and keep that chaining aspect going, or you can just die. And so I think there's a potential there for that to be interesting. And I like highlighting things that have interesting mechanics, and that's what sort of stood out to me in Thirst. So it's nothing special. It's $30. I mean, it's 43 Canadian. It ships only to the US, and it doesn't have any shipping information. Maybe it's in there? I don't know. The more I look at it, the less faith I have. But it had a rule book. It's a very simple rule book. You're getting thralls to follow you. You can bring ghouls up. You can convert blood into points. It's a little bit of an efficiency puzzle. I don't know. You're looking for a Halloween thrill? Check it out. Thirst finishes Friday, October 31st. 30 Thirst. Thirsty first. Oh god. At 11:59 p.m. Another tab bites the dust. We're moving on to Obsession, the rules compendium, the Victorian big box, and the playmat. The exquisite finishing touches for Obsession, an all-in-one rules reference, a box that holds everything, a stunning playmat. I have played Obsession all of one time, but I do need to play it again. I liked it fine. I had it really hyped up in my head because I wanted to love it because of the theme. I wanted it to satisfy all of my Pride and Prejudice sensations. I like a lot of the mechanisms in it. I found I need to play with the market refresh variant that's in the rule book. I think that'll be more enjoyable if you're playing it. If you've never played it before, start with that. But yeah, we'll see what this big box is. Obsession is expensive as it is, but I also know that Obsession is just like one guy. It's like this one guy. I went to their booth and he's like, yeah, I made Obsession. That's pretty much it. Now I just make more Obsession stuff. People love it. And so it's just like a very one-stop shop sort of thing. Yeah, this seems like it'll be a nice picture for everybody who want to put everything in one. I'm sure that there are some inserts out there already. But if you want a big old playmat, and if you want an all-in-one's rules booklet, like this is just for if you have the all-in-one collection. But hey, that seems like a decent deal for a playmat if you're just looking for the playmat. That seems ridiculously expensive for this big old just rules compendium. $18 for a rule book? No, thank you. I'll keep my tattered ones together. And if you want just the big box of holding, well, it's $35, 50 Canadian. Or everything together is $59, which everybody's getting. It is 60 pages, so 120 pages. That's a lot of rules. But yeah, the thing with Obsession is you're going to be buying these buildings, which you can only activate if you have a certain amount of reputation. You can only get it into your place if you have a certain amount of reputation. And then you have specific workers that can go and work there. These workers are kind of on a cooldown timer, because once you use them, they have to take a break. You can't let your workers work 24/7. Well, you can if you're most businesses, but not in Obsession. Apparently, they did things a little bit better in Victorian England. Who would have thought? That's the main purpose of these things. You're going to be getting additional people, which will give you additional workers, and trying to get the most points and most prestige over the course of a number of rounds. It's on BGA. I haven't yet played it on BGA, but I think this seems like something that the fans were desperately asking for, and it's very clear by the 4,265 people that they were asking for it. I don't know if there's going to be a pledge manager where you can add in additional stuff, which is a bit wild that they aren't taking the opportunity to say like the everything bundle and then putting up like a $500 thing. But look at this. There's no retail games in this campaign. I believe it's unfair to sell worldwide during this campaign after asking my worldwide distribution partners to buy thousands of games. These exceptional companies are handpicked because they mirror my strict customer service philosophy and they currently have inventory. That's sick. Way to go. That's really cool. So if you're interested in Obsession, go to your retail store. That's what a sick thing. I understand why people really like this guy. And yeah, check it out. That finishes Saturday, November 1st. If you missed it and you want that for your Obsession game, go for it. I think that the main game is probably fine for the vast majority of people. And that's it for now. And I'll finish this later. But right now, Brandon and Zach are coming over, and we're going to finally watch the end of Attack on Titan. So that's exciting. And then I'll stay up to do this and my WSBG work so that I can spend Friday, Saturday, and Sunday seeing my niece for the first time. Really makes me take a hit of productivity. So she better be grateful, okay? And if you notice a dip in any quality that I am so known for, blame my little baby potato niece. Okie dokie. Let's look at this one. Crest. That is the crest soup, laddie. Well, if they're all having crest soup, I'll have a crest soup. Oh, Crease. Sorry, it's Crease. Crease. Get crunchy and spooky. That reminds me of a Vlasic pickle ad. So you're on thin ice, Crease. In this asymmetric strategy, push your luck card game for 2 to 4 people. One player's demon who has captured the other. Perfect 2-player pastime. The other player has to find a way out of the mansion. The demon wins if they can kill the captured. The captured win if they can escape. Okay, the room has a card value which says how many doors there are. So you can explore based around the number of doors. Some will have doors that lead outside. The captured needs to get to a room with a door that doesn't lead back into the mansion. Then they need to play straight from the cards in their hand to open the door. The demon will try to stop them. Alright, yeah, they have no rule book. It's just play cards, move around. The demon is delaying time. There's a element of playing cards and then playing a higher card, but you know, I can't check it for you because there is no rule book. So that's easy. It was $30, only ships in the States. It's been created in the States, which is why for a deck of cards, it's $30. Actually kind of cheap considering in-house in the US printing. That finishes Saturday, November 1st at 1:59 a.m. We're just going to keep moving. Next up, just quickly, we have the Table of Adventure, the official Dungeons & Dragons game table, which really isn't raising any money at all, which is surprising to me. There's only 9 backers? Only 9 backers, and it is a testament to how expensive these tables are that there is not more than 9 backers. This is wildly surprising. You can also get the adventure table here, though. It's just another type of table. And honestly, like we had these at WSBG. We had the adventure tables. These magnetic trays are really cool, but they are wildly expensive. Like just to get an adventure table, it's $3,000. So if you're one of the 9 people, well, cancel it. Then click on my link, which I think is a referral link, and then do it again, and then I'll get money. I don't care. I don't care. I do think game theory tables is cool. I think their prices are so expensive. Like they're some of the most expensive tables on the market, and it makes sense to me having used them for WSBG as much as I have. They also give away a table to everybody, not to everybody, to one person at every WSBG, which is really cool. So yeah, I like them as a company. I just know that they're super expensive, but they're also pretty sturdy if you're looking for that sort of thing. You can check it out. That finishes over on GameFound. Very surprising that it hasn't done well. Usually these campaigns do like 100,000 easy, right? Maybe everybody has a game table, or maybe because it's focused specifically on D&D. I don't know. Their other tables also are workable. Like a D&D table doesn't have to just be for D&D. But that finishes on the 1st at 2:59 a.m. We're going to move along to this one. Orbio, tactile fidget strategy board game. Rotate, strike, dominate, kinetic strategy game. 3D thinking, family-friendly tabletop dexterity game. I love that, like, if I put my mouse here. Oh, it's not doing it now. Yeah, let's check out what this is. So it's Chinese checkers, but like, why are you knocking people over? You're not going to tell me, are you? I don't think you're going to tell me. You want to knock opponents off the board. That's what you want to do. The attacker, so the colored piece on or the colored ball rather on your piece is the thing that attacks. Pivot between orbs. Take out opponents by striking with your attacker orb to any of the opponent's vulnerable orbs. But how does that attacker then not take out that guy before he hits him? There's also a bunch of cards. So they take an abstract game and they're like, great, let's add random effects to it. Or just freeze to make sure that people can't play the game. Of course, the deluxe pack is $59. The core pack is $39.55 Canadian. Shipping is free in the US. Everywhere else, we don't know. Like, this has the potential, especially if you're knocking people out and you have to pivot and hit them with your puncher. It's like everything's exposed, and if you just hit them once with the fist, then they're knocked out. That could be interesting, but I just think like everything else that they're throwing on top of it seems awful and not fun for abstract people. So I don't really know who this is for, but it just looks interesting. I think I would be bored to tears. That finishes Saturday, November 1st at 7:08 a.m. I don't know what this is, but it says it's called Table Buster. It's a surface expanding system. It's making more than, it's not even funded. It's not going to fund. Not going to fund at all. But I do like that they have a very high funding goal, because that's clearly realistic. It's a surface expanding system mounted to your table. Steel bases, rotating arms, and modular beechwood accessories. Oh, okay, so it's just a clamp, a tray on it. That's what this is. It's a clamp with a tray on it. And how much are you charging for this clamp with a tray? You're charging 79 euros for this clamp with a tray. I somehow think that if you got a clamp and you got a tray and you got some super glue, you could probably do something similar. Maybe that's why this isn't funding. Interesting concept. I like that potential for extending a table, right? Sometimes, like my table, sometimes isn't big enough, and then you have to have other things next to it. But often people just have another table. I don't know. It's not a bad idea. It's gives the potential for like coffee tables and stuff. If you're lounging on the couch and you wanted to just play it on a coffee table instead, that's a potential, but it's never going to fund. So just get a clamp yourself and super glue a tray to it. Okay, next up we have this one on GameFound. I don't know. Lauzas, a cozy cooperative game about seeing who knows their friends the best. Oh, it's a little guess what they do style game. Burn away everyone's anxiety. The game starts with someone writing down a scenario on a piece of paper, then passing it to another player who reads it aloud. That player then secretly chooses one of 4 cards, placing it face down. That card shows how much stress they'd feel in that situation. After choosing, they give a single hint, and the others must guess their hidden card. If they guess correctly, everyone clears away 1 anxiety. So you get to know each other better. It's Dixit without the competition and without the interesting pictures. Anything that makes Dixit. But it's like one of those games which is like, know your people and guess where they rank. There's a bunch of those that exist. They're all fine. What more do you want me to say? That finishes November 1st at 12:30 p.m. I mean, what is there to say? Do you know how much stress this game gives me? I'll give you a hint. Look at my face right now. It's 0. There's nothing. It's okay. It's an icebreaker. What can we do? We're moving on to this one. Wilderness, a game of survival, the 2nd edition. Oh, by Fricks Games. Look at that. In Wilderness, players drift ashore on an island after a horrible shipwreck. Yes, Fricks Games often don't fund well if they're not terraforming Mars, and need to find their way through deep jungles and over high mountains to reach the civilization and survive. I really do like Jacob Frixilius, though. I think he's a very funny man. They need to avoid wild animals and sicknesses while managing their thirst, hunger, and exhaustion. The first one to reach the village, or the last survivor, has won over the wilderness. I do love that they start with like the Saw Let's Play a game in this video, and it's not related at all. I love that. It's like my favorite quote from Escape Room. Now don't spoil the sequel for me. Escape Room Tournament of Champions. It's on my watch list, but it's I'm so glad Zoe got over her fear of flying. I just think it's so funny. Okay. Anybody watching that show? It's near the very end of the movie. Yeah, only a few make it to land. Like this handsome protagonist, not a pirate, and for some reason, a Spartan. I don't know why I watch trailers anymore. It's a game for 1 to 8 players. Manage your thirst, hunger, and exhaustion while avoiding wild animals and sickness. Plan a safe route through forests. So you're going to flip over these tiles and see what is to emerge. Choose a character. Each comes with their own minis and abilities. Balance your health against the need to push ahead. Save €12, 25%. Yeah, give it a rule book. So really it's a race, but it's a race with player elimination, right? Because as long as you're the last survivor or you're the first person to make it there, and you're going to be pushing your luck because you can probably push your health to take more actions, which I like. I said I like that in Thirst. Your actions are move, drink, water, search for food, rest, or sleep. It's harder to move over certain things. So this is Terrain Costs, the board game. You can search for food in the grasslands. You can search for food in forests. You can't search for food in desert. That makes sense. And you also get thirst unless it's nighttime. If you move into a spot with a space with a symbol, you can maybe see somebody. You can search for food. You pay 3 energy to roll the food dice. Getting a variable amount of food. Generally, the outcomes of the dice seem fun to me in a theoretical way. Okay, hitting up places with water means you can move your thirst up. Sure. No hand limit, etc. Animals might attack you. You might get sick, and you might die. Sure. And it's, how much? It's €38, 63 Canadian, and then plus shipping. US 15, Canada 25. If you're looking for a game where you race across to try to get to the end, you should go with this game. Footprints. This one, Footprints. It's by Chili Fox Games. I have a review of it, and it's very similar. You can move in certain restrictions based upon what cards you pick. There isn't really a survival aspect. This is more of a race. Or Road to El Dorado. I think both of those, unfortunately for Fricks Games, look a little bit more interesting than what we have going on here. But yeah, if you want Terrain Costs the game, you can check it out. That finishes over on GameFound on the 2nd at 6 a.m. The 2nd being Sunday. Next up, we have the Midnight Arcade. We are nearing the end of this unimaginably large tunnel, but there's been quite a few quick ones, so it's not too bad. This is a play-at-home horror escape room game. A ton of escape room games that have appeared on here. They've done 2. This is their 2nd one in the escape envelope. They have 82 people signing up for this. £15, $30 Canadian. That feels decent, but this one is you're doing a very digital version of it. You know how the original escape rooms happened, and so they've just put most of it back online, but then they're going to send you a box full of stuff, and those puzzles will be in your physical space like that. And there's a little bit of a interactive element, which you could just do cards, or you could do it online. It's basically the same. If that seems interesting to you, of another escape room game, for 30 bucks. You can check it out. That's Sunday, November 2nd. I like including them because I think they're relevant. And for those of you who want to investigate them further, you can. Basically, when you're investigating an escape room game, investigate the company's previous works, try to look up reviews on the previous stuff, and that's the best you can do, you know? Or if you're in Toronto, go to Escape Games Canada. That's one of the best escape rooms out there. Or if you're in Nova Scotia, yo, Nova Scotians, go to Mind Hack. Mind Hack was super fun. Super fun. We enjoyed it. We went there for Seb's birthday. We did the hardest one that only had a 26% success rating. And we got out with 56 seconds to spare, baby. Oh, it was so good. It was exhilarating. We're moving on to this one. Spaziocoma. An arcade cabinet board game. Bring back the Spaghetti Brothers board game. Bring back this thrill of classic arcades with this fast and fun board game for 2 to 6 players. 30 minutes per match, 0 downtime. Sure, we have another retro game. I think it's personally my least favorite art style is the retro video game art style. We updated our graphics for a reason. I don't want to have these in pages in front of me. Shipping included, €25.41. Oh, but that's the print it yourself one. Who's going to pay €25 to print it yourself? Come on, no. That's not the market. Base game is €40, but 66 Canadian, but that's shipping included, which you have to remember is not in anything else, and it usually ups it by 20 bucks anyway, so that's okay. You choose your spaceship, you buy cards at an auction. Yeah, everybody's going to have these different tokens, and so you spend cards on auctions, and then you use those cards to move and shoot. Conquer 7 points and win the game. Oh, I thought you just had to shoot somebody and win the game. Nope, that's it. No rule book, but it's just a simple bidding game where your bids determine your movement. So it's kind of programming and bidding. So you have to envision what you might need to move and where you might need to move, and then bid your tokens on them. Who knows if your tokens go away? Who knows if they stay around? Who knows? They don't give you any information. That finishes Sunday, November 2nd at 7:59 a.m. You wonder why these things don't do well. You'd think that people would want to give you any information, access to maybe anything about their game. That might be useful. Just a tip. Here's a tip for actually first-time creators. If you're doing a game, you should actually tell people what the game is. I know it's kind of revolutionary, and hey, I'm not even charging you for it. But if you want somebody to potentially back your game, you should actually let them know what the game is that they're going to be playing. Let's see if Primal Hex has learned this lesson. In a land where ancient tribes fought for survival against hunger, frost, and vengeful gods. Hunger gods, frost gods, and vengeful gods? Only the strongest could claim the fertile paradise. Join the epic battle and prove your worth to thrive in this unforgiving world. Strategy, bluffing, and chess precision. Primal Hex combines it all in an exceptionally satisfying way. How to play. Manage fate. Roll the dice. Results of 4+ will be successes for the round, okay? So 50% chance. Plan your tactics. Wisely choose and play your tactics card. Issue orders. Deploy your orders onto your hexes. 2 face down, 1 face up. Okay. Then you reveal your plans. So I guess they're related to your tactics cards. Oh, reveal your tactics cards and apply their effects. Then you execute orders by paying their costs with successes on your die. So you get to roll your dice. You're like, dang, I only have 1 success to do things this round, and buddy over there got 10. Well, I lose. Okay, give me the rulebook. Okay, so your actions that you're doing are attack, shoot, which is attack further away, charge, which is take over 2 hexes in a straight line, destroy 1 enemy hex without an order, or move a terrain hex to an adjacent free space. Okay, you're destroying the opponent's spots through prayer. Hey, thoughts and prayers really do work, and this is where it appears. Fortify is just protect yourself, and then harvest is you get stuff. Right, so you have a starting section, you'll have empty hexes, you'll have your own hexes. By the end of the 6th turn, you're trying to get the most victory points. You're going to get victory points through destroying people, tricking them into attacking you if you've got this special protector guy, for doing some objectives. Sure, a quick little area control game where the base game, I like that they're showing the base game, is $45. I don't know why. 75 Canadian. The deluxe doesn't exist other than the bundle deals. Okay. Then shipping to the US and Canada is 22 or 23, UK's 18, EU's 13. It seems okay. Is this going to be anybody's game of the year? No. It'll be fine. I think what might do this better is Barony, if you're looking for a game. But I guess you get some asymmetry in the characters here. Try to get the most victory points. There's some potential here. I don't know. Yeah, again, another just fine. I think we're at the tail end of it for sure. But if you're interested, that finishes on the 2nd. Again, that's Sunday at 5:59 p.m. I don't know. Like, I feel bad saying at so many games, but it's a tough call, you know? It's the price versus the flow of the game, throwing out terrain. I like the potential of the different orders, but it's just like, take over this, take over that. I'm sure it's tactically fine, but I want better than fine. I want to be actively excited. I want to be able to get this game off the shelf and like, no way is this going to kick Barony to the curb, you know? What can you do? All right. We got two more little ones. We have Dreadful Meadows, Candy Cove, and Deluxe Goodies, a Confectioner's Expansion and Deluxe upgrade add-ons for Dreadful Meadows. I vaguely remember Dreadful Meadows. Again, it's another sort of Halloween-style game, which is why it's around this time. Yeah, I remember this one. I gotta say, Brothers Murph do a great, like, 5-minute rules video. They're always so exciting for me to stumble upon. You can tell it's always like, I think it's Nick's voice that I recognize. But they did it for Dreadful Meadows, and so helpful for me and for everybody. I feel like we're looking at the campaign to know exactly what the game is and know what you want. The expansion is just adding in new asymmetric powers, but yeah, Dreadful Meadows, okay, it looks better than my recollection would have told me that it was. It's just a nice optimization puzzle where you're going to continually produce candy on your patches, it's very simple too, because the number on the patch is basically what the cost is and also what the candy is worth for a bunch of different effects. You'll expand things, you'll plop things out, you'll use those to buy more patches, you want to create contiguous patterns, you want to get these other big old harvesters to chain your candy production out, and they're going to give you more points. It's all about chaining things together. You're going to use extra candy to put on confection cards to be worth additional points. Yeah, the expansion itself is $36 just for what's in the expansion again? Just 4 new characters. Oof. No, thank you. It's just 4 new characters. Yeah, I wouldn't do it for that. But what's the base game cost? You can get everything Dreadful Meadows for $150 New Zealand, $121. So it's about a $40 difference. So yeah, I think $40 Canadian for the base game seems really reasonable. I don't know if you can get it though. There's not really a section to get the regular game though, even though they say there is, which seems weird. Not really an add-on section, is there? So that's odd. Okay, so you do have add-ons like these, but they're not telling you the price. It's like so simple. It's really simple. Have a literal store. Tell you shipping estimates at least. I don't know. I guess you could look at Dreadful Meadows in the store. I certainly wouldn't get Candy Cove. It doesn't seem like that's any value. But apparently there are 330 people who love Dreadful Meadows enough that they want the 4 additional characters. So if you're interested in that, it finishes Monday, November 3rd at 7 p.m. And finally, we got this one, which I'm sure is going to be just very quick or silly. We've got Boxo Blox, a new twist on block stacking fun. If you like classic block stacking games, okay? Boxo Blox takes that thrill and cranks up the chaos with hilarious challenges and daring moves. How much more block stacking could you get? If you're a classic block stacking game lover like me, okay? Do you like blocks? I feel like Tim Robinson should do this video. Are you sick of blocks? You have to say Boxo Blox. Oh, you have to play 3 challenge games. Okay, it's a stacking game where you have to do something different every time. Like use sticks, use your left non-dominant hand, use only 2 fingers, as many little dexterity challenges you can. Don't look at this person not looking at somebody. That's a challenge card for sure. And you stack it up. It's like Hamster Roll or something along those lines, where if you knock off some blocks, you got to keep the blocks that you knocked off, and or keep at least 3 of them. I do like that rule because it kind of gives you the potential of being in it, not feeling like, okay, I'm out of the game. So that's a nice twist. But if you want it, it's $49, 69 Canadian, and costs $15 US to ship. That is it for the week. Oh, baby, you don't know how long I've been doing this for. But every week I do a pick for me and a pick for you. The pick for me being the thing that I think is the most interesting mechanically for me personally, if you gel with my tastes. And the pick for you being the thing I think if you got, you would regret it the least. And in this giant stack, there has to be a pick. There's gotta be a pick. Well, let's go back and grunt our way through and see. Absolutely not. Yeah. No. Nah. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't even remember this one. Oh, right, because no rulebook. What a surprise. Yeah. Absolutely not. Yeah. Retail. Absolutely not. Meh. No. Nah. No. Meh. No. Nah. Meh. Yeah. It's a fitting image to end on. Okay, we did get two. We did get two. You saw my panic. You saw my joy. The amount of things that we could go through, but for sure, the joy in my heart when I came back to Rollin' in Wonderland. Rollin' in Wonderland, for sure, the pick for me. It's got all that Grand Austria Hotel action choice goodness in a very simple package for a simple man like me. I'm wildly surprised by this. But yeah, I think it looks pretty cute for sure. And it's $39, a decent price as well. That's pretty nice. I like that a lot. And then the pick for you is going to be Morph. The first cycle of Morph. Get yourself addicted to a free customizable card game if you want to get yourself addicted to one. That's the one to get. Those are the picks. Those stood out above the rest. Not the $1 million campaigns. No, it's the simple campaigns. It's the meat and potato campaigns that have done it. That's it for the week. Thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. A special shout out to my patrons. Yeah, you all make this worth doing. So I appreciate, and everybody else who isn't a patron, say thank you to the patrons if you enjoy this content. Or give a thumbs or do whatever. I don't know. I appreciate you. Hope you're having a great day. Hope we made it through this giant week, and hope you made it through relatively unscathed. Think about the amount, if you bought every game this week, that would be like 40 games or something, even more. It just shows you the restraint that it is good to have when you're crowdfunding. That's my point. Okay, goodbye. Thanks for being here. I'm Chris George. I do not have a catchphrase, and I don't know why you're still looking for one. It's never going to happen, okay? But maybe if you're really nice to me and play LEWD with me. I don't know. We'll see you in the next one.